The work solution to mechanical science, sheet 7, question 4. So we have a person who's serving a tennis ball. The height of the serve is 2.4 meters and the net has a height of 0.9 meters. The person is standing 11.5 meters away from the net. So we want to know how fast the ball has to travel horizontally to clear the net. So to figure out how fast it has to travel horizontally, we need to know how fast it travels vertically. So we know that the distance it's allowed to fall before it gets to the net is 1.5 meters. So that's 2.4 subtract 0.9 is equal to 1.5. And we know that velocity is equal to distance over time. So if we have this equation here, s distance is equal to the initial velocity multiplied by time plus half the acceleration multiplied by t squared. We can rearrange that to find t. So if we say s is equal to 1.5, u, the initial velocity, is equal to 0, and a is equal to g, the acceleration due to gravity, we can rearrange to find t like this. So if we have this t, we can say, okay, the velocity is the distance over time. So with that in mind, we say, okay, the ball has to travel at a certain velocity in the horizontal for it to clear the net. So if we say, okay, this is the amount of time it takes for it to move downwards below the height of the net, then we say, okay, in that same amount of time, it has to move the distance of 11.5 meters. So if we use the velocity is equal to distance over time and basically say in the x direction, the velocity is equal to the distance traveled horizontally, so 11.5 divided by the time it takes for the ball to fall vertically. So hopefully that's clear. I'll write out the final equation just to make it clear, and I'll zoom out a bit so you can see it. So this is the final equation written out. So the velocity that the ball needs in the horizontal is equal to 11.5 divided by the square root of 2 multiplied by 1.5 divided by 9.81. And over here on the right, we've got the same thing, but in terms of the variables. So the distance in the x direction divided by the square root of 2 multiplied by the distance in the y direction divided by a.